Today, I'm going to talk about how you can monetize your singing career and make a living in 2024. I'm going to give you a brief kind of overview of my journey so far. So I've been a professional singer for 20 years and a vocal coach. Well, my journey began as a child. I used to sing all the time. I'd kind of, be singing to all kinds of different genres of music. I have a very eclectic taste in music, so musical theatre, pop, soul, R&B. I went to the Liverpool Institute for Performing Arts, which is called LIPA. When I was at LIPA, I was so lucky to be able to do lots of different things. So working with bands, working in ensembles, doing jazz, doing pop, doing musical theatre, doing some acting, doing some dance modules. It was a very broad performing arts degree, so I was really lucky. I got to do songwriting, I got to get in the studio. It was the most brilliant degree you could ever wish for, to go out and have a portfolio career, which is necessary nowadays to make a living out of doing what you want to do, especially as a singer. My third year final performance was Blues in the Night, and when I left LIPA, me and my friends took that show up to the Edinburgh Fringe. We performed at midnight. I mean, that was a really tough one. But in the daytime, we were promoting the show. We were out on the Strand, I think it's called. And from that, I was approached by an agent who gave me the card and asked me to organise a meeting with them. I went down to Brighton, which is where they were based, and I got an agent from that who then put me up for different types of musicals, because that was the route that I wanted to take when I first left LIPA, auditioning for different musicals, different things. The first job I booked was on a cruise ship, which was the P&O Aurora, where I worked with a cast of 13 doing different shows. Musical theatre, all singing, all dancing, all falling over all over the place when the ship was rocking. We were in the theatre, we were in the cabaret lounge. It was a fantastic experience. From that, I then moved to London. That, again, was quite a big move for me. Again, was just auditioning for different musicals, working front of house at a theatre just to make some money. Luckily, then, I booked another touring musical, songs from the shows type thing. That was great. Did that for a year. Did pantomime with the same cast. So we did Cinderella. Then after that, I kind of went back to London, was kind of doing more auditions for different shows. And then something in me just said, this isn't really the right path for you right now. And I decided to move back up to Yorkshire and got in a band. So luckily I kind of had some contacts still. So I'd done a gig for a friend and the pianist lived up here. So I contacted them, do you know of any gigs? Things happen like that. It was kind of a good networking thing. They got me a gig with them in a small pub, and I met some other musicians who were then looking for another singer for a band, for a function band, for weddings and events. The rest was sort of history from there. I kind of parted ways with my second agent because I'd gone from one agent to another. They kind of didn't like the fact I had work that was my own. They wanted me to continue auditioning for musicals, which at the time I was still going up and down auditioning for things, but I decided to focus my efforts on working with musicians because I felt that at that time that was where my heart was. Being able to do something, I knew that this was a regular thing. We had lots of weddings, we had corporate gigs, and the money was good as well. With some of the members of that band, I started a jazz band. We made an album, which I then sent off to some record labels, and I was signed by an independent jazz label called Candid Records. This didn't totally go to plan. It was okay, we did some lovely gigs. We went to the Dubai International Jazz Festival. We did some of the lovely venues down in London, Pizza Express, the famous Pizza Express Jazz Club, and we did lots of different things up and down the country. I got to support Jeff Gascoigne and Jamie Cullum, and it was a fun time. It really felt like things were going somewhere. However, I did part ways with them after one album because it just didn't feel that it was really going anywhere. So I just continued on doing kind of the functions and the events, and that for me has been a great thing and has earned me, a decent living. Alongside, at that time as well, I started to teach singing. So vocal coaching, singing teaching has been a massive, a big support for me. It has really built up over the years. I started off with an education service, so working in schools, different primary schools, high schools. I then started to pick up some of my own work from, word of mouth that people knew about me. So I got some private work with students in my own studio, but also worked in different schools. I got offered a university to teach at, work in a college. So kind of built the kind of different things up, and also started a couple of years ago pursuing my Estill Master Trainer certification, which I can officially say I'm now certified. Woohoo! So this will also open doors for me for other, ways of monetizing my singing, my voice. I mean, it's cool, isn't it? Being able to earn a living from your voice, which is essentially what I've done for 20 years. So today, I want to share with you ways that you can earn a living and monetize your art form. It is really a great thing if you can make it work. So how can you make a living from singing in 2024? Gigs, live performance. If you can get yourself some good gigs, some regular gigs, function bands. Now, it's not everybody's choice. If you're a songwriter and you want to pursue your own path, that is fantastic. Like me, I wrote a lot of songs. I still write songs. I wanted to go down that route. At first, it's not the easiest to make money from. So it's always good to kind of be versatile, be open to other things. Try not to box yourself in. You can have your project, and I think as a singer, you always need a project to keep your soul from being destroyed. You've got to keep something that is yours, that is a creative thing for you, an outlet that is your thing. Do that. It may not at the beginning make you a lot of money, but it will keep you creative. It will keep you in why you did it in the first place. So yes, pursue those things. But functions, weddings, corporate dues, maybe getting a residency somewhere where you have a regular gig, that means that you're going to have regular money coming in. People will then spread the word about you when you've been and done your wonderfulness. You've been wonderful for one client, that will pass on and pass on and pass on, and you will start to build up, a good base of work. There are lots of other things, cruise ships, bars, restaurants. Get out there and get singing live. Find a band. Look to see if anybody's looking for a singer, or create your own. That's the best way, because then, you're in control of it. You know what's going on. Session work. You can promote yourself to sing on other people's projects. So people might be looking for a singer just to do some backing vocals or to do some vocals on a project. In the past, I've done a few things for YTV, the TV show. What's it called? The Royal. I did some session vocals for The Royal. Went in for the day, did the session vocals, and then actually they used us to film as well. So that was a pretty cool thing. I've done some session vocals for pantomimes. So I did kind of the backing vocals for the click tracks, doing sessions for radio, doing jingles, doing commercial things. There is work out there. Teaching. Teaching might not be for everyone. I never thought that I would end up being a vocal coach. Never was that on my radar. I just thought, I'll just do a bit of teaching while I build my singing career. And then right now, at this point of my life, being a vocal coach is a massive part of my income, and I love it. I have learned so much about my own voice. I have learned so much about other people's voices. I have learned so much about dealing with different kinds of people and being in that situation. And helping people be creative. I've worked with primary school kids, secondary school kids, college students, university students, adults, musical directors, speech and language therapists. It's such a broad range, and it's fun and it's great, and it means you can do what you love. You are part of music, every day. So you can look into teaching in schools, universities, colleges, online. Look what happened with COVID. I was teaching already online for quite a few years before COVID, but now it is, it's become even more of a popular thing. So you don't even need to go anywhere. You could do it online. You can get on there, promote yourself, social media, get some students and get started. You could offer out masterclasses and workshops to do with what you do. If you're a songwriter, you could offer some songwriting masterclasses. If you are, working in a certain genre, you could do it in that. The opportunities are endless if you are proactive, self-motivated, and you can just get out there and throw yourself into it and don't worry about what other people think. I think sometimes it gets in our heads, so go for it. You can monetize yourself as an artist online. For example, you can build up a fan base. Nowadays, when I was bringing out my music 10 years ago, not telling you how old I am now, that stuff didn't really exist. Facebook was just starting to come about. It wasn't there. So the opportunities now, even though it seems like, it's noisy, isn't it? Everybody's doing it. But there is a platform for you to build a very niche fan base for yourself. You can then get into maybe crowdfunding for projects. You could teach people things online. Just talked about teaching, but also building a fan base. You could get them involved in writing your songs or get them involved in what's going to be in your set next time you do a live gig. We really need to start thinking outside of the box to monetize what we do. Merchandise. Now, the only merchandise I've really ever sold has been CDs. And does anyone really buy CDs anymore? Who knows? But selling your music online, get people to download your music, streaming. Again, how much money do people make out of streaming? Who knows? Branded items. Think of something quirky. If you have a fan base online, what might they be interested in buying? I saw a great thing the other day from some guys I know that sell a specific mouthpiece for saxophones. And they're selling merchandise, T-shirts that say, become a jazz musician, always be Paul, something like that. I thought it was great. It's just thinking outside the box and just having fun with it. It could be another little revenue stream for you. Royalties. Always make sure that you register with a performing rights organisation so that if you do write your own material and you are performing it live, or you're getting your songs played on the radio, on TV, you're getting them synced, then you will get some royalties. So please make sure that you do that, because I think sometimes all this can seem a little bit, confusing, and we don't do it, and then we could be missing out on another little bit of income coming through. Songwriting. So if you're a songwriter, you could be looking for opportunities for sync licensing, for getting, your songs used in film, TV, for different media, lots of different things. Look into opportunities for sync licensing. There are some sync licensing platforms where you can put your music on there, and they can help you connect with other people to see if your music's right for them. Music libraries, get your music out there so that people know you exist. Collaborations. Get together with other musicians, collaborate on their projects. Getting together with other people can open doors to new things that you never knew existed. So you can do that online, you can do that with a person, in the real for live performances. You could get sponsorship for your content. Maybe you could get together with a brand and maybe your music goes with their brand. Maybe your values are the same. Really think about different ways that you can find revenues, monetization. If you want to make this work, there's all kinds of different streams you can do, but you've got to be open to the possibilities. Affiliate marketing. This is when you might promote someone else's product or brand and you get a little commission. So you get a special link. People would click, go to this person's product, buy it, and then you then get a little bit of money every time that happens. Some people make a living out of affiliate marketing. Let me just let you know that. It can be quite a profitable thing. But what I would say is always be clear with your fan base or whoever you're promoting to that you are an affiliate. And also make sure it's stuff that you really believe in. You know, don't just kind of like be selling products to people just because you think you're going to make some money out of it. Make sure it really lies with your values and beliefs. It just makes it a bit more real and that you really do like that product, if that makes sense. I've talked about online. Let's talk about YouTube. So, as you know, I have a YouTube channel. Here it is. This can be a great way of building an audience, getting people knowing what you do. I've made money from courses that I've launched. So people that come to my YouTube channel will sign up for something later down the line when I put things into my course website. People want to do those courses. They want to learn more from me. So if they like what you do, they're going to want to take that further. You know, some people have had one-to-one singing lessons with me. Some people take my courses. It's a good way of getting exposure, of having a revenue stream that you can do from the comfort of your own home and, you know, explore different possibilities. You never know where these things might take you. You never know who you can collaborate with in this as well. Not just YouTube channels, you know, podcasts. Look at those. They've blown up over the last few years. It's just like everybody's got a podcast. But if you do something that you believe in and you can, you know, find a market for it, spread the word. It's all ways of earning a living. Like I said at the beginning, my main income streams have been live performances and teaching singing. Let me know how you make money out of singing and whether you've got some quirky ways that we've not thought of or that I've not mentioned in this video. Always be open to new ideas, new possibilities. Always keep learning, bringing fresh new ideas and approaches to what you do. I hope that this helps. If you want some more tips on becoming a professional singer or you just want to refresh what you're doing right now, grab my freebie, The Ultimate Guide to Becoming a Professional Singer. Well, thanks for joining me and I'll see you next time.